to our open day. My name is Maureen. I'm the training coordinator at Africdsa. So today's session will be a perfect opportunity for you to understand the courses that you offer and our company in general, and also for you to ask any question. It will also give you an opportunity to get the real feel of the environment that you'll be learning in. So at this very moment, I will welcome Calvin to take you through the next part. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I know we are joining this call from various parts of the world. In other places, it could be morning. In other places, it could be afternoon. So, whichever place of the world you are in, feel most welcome to this session. Thank you, Maureen, for that. I'd like to make a few introductions, then I'll give a few remarks, after which I'll invite my colleague, Xavier Luku, who will do a technical presentation. He'll take you through the courses that we have, and also will guide you through the next steps. So myself, I'm Calvin Sotieno. I'm the director of African Center for Data Science and Analytics. I've been joined here by a number of colleagues. I know some of them might still get us going, but we felt that for purposes of time and everything, we could just start. So we have Xavier Luku, we also have Maureen, we also have Joseph Gitau, who are all trainers. In the course of the training, whenever you have any questions, you'll have the opportunity to ask. And also, as we have the rest of the team in the session, if you feel like maybe there's something that you need to ask urgently, you can either raise your hand and ask a question, or you could just type, and the rest of the team who are in this call will be able to respond to your queries. So before I invite Xavier, I'd just like to take you through Africdsa, kind of an overview, then why you need to venture into data science and possibly why you should learn with us. So African Center for Data Science and Analytics is a company. We operate at the intersection of development of new data and the application of data science tools to ensure that we are driving meanings out of the data that we have. We live in a world where data is generated every day, the way you use your social media, the way you go to work, come back home. That is data that is being generated. Only that most of us, individuals and corporates, we do not, there's a way in which we tend to utilize the data that we have, and it's mostly due to a lack of skills. So for us as Africdsa, rather as African Center for Data Science and Analytics, we tend to impart skills to train people on how to make use of the data that we have. And maybe some of the reasons that you need to venture into data science, you've already taken the right step. You've come to us. It's believed that by 2025, the global data science industry will have grown to 93 billion US dollars. So that means that it's it's an industry that has a lot of potential. And also with increment, we have new softwares, we have new data science tools that are being developed every now and then. We have improvements happening. But then we have a shortage in the industry because most people have not yet gotten into data science and developed the urge to get into this industry that's new and has a great potential. So training is the first step. One good thing of training with Africdsa is that we have trainers who are industrial experts. So they train at Africdsa, but then there's a lot of work, there's a lot of projects that they're doing in the industry. So they're able to, throughout the process of training with the African Center for Data Science and Analytics, you'll have the opportunity to get real life examples and real life experiences on how to apply the data science knowledge that we impart in class. Our courses are affordable. We have tried to ensure to package our courses in a way that it makes sense financially to you, while we maintain highest standards of quality. And also, just to let you know that we are internationally certified. We are certified by a body called IABAC, that's the International Association of Business and Data Science certification. So when you train with us, we take you through the tuition, we take you through the curriculum, we take you through what is expected. Then at the end of the training, you get an opportunity to do some exams, not very technical, and most of the content we shall have covered the content, and we shall have prepared you for the exams. Then you sit the exams. Then once you sit the exams, you get a certificate that is internationally certified. So the certificate that you get out of training with us, you'll be able to present it anywhere. You go to London, it's recognized. You go to India, it's recognized. You come to any country in Africa, the certificate is recognized. And also, just to let you know that IBAC, has accredited our courses, is the first and the largest in the world to accredit data science courses. So there's a lot of value proposition in training in the African Center for Data Science and Analytics. We also have lots of international opportunities that we expose our students to. And in the course of training, we tend to expose you to some of the complex projects that we do. So I'll stop there for now, and I'll invite my colleague Xavier Luku, who will do a presentation. Then at the tail end of the presentation, you'll ask any questions. You'll have the opportunity to unmute and ask questions. But in the course of the presentation, should you feel you need a clarification, should you feel like you need to say something or comment, you'll be able to do so. You can either raise your hand, unmute, and ask your question, or you can wait till the end of it all and ask your question, or you can just type in the chat and we shall be able to respond to you. So with that, I'd like to welcome you. Feel very much welcome. We are very friendly. Should you have any issues, should you have any clarifications, do not fear asking. We are here to respond to you. So thanks a lot, and I'll welcome Sylvia to now take it from there.
Okay, thank you so much, Calvins, Maureen, and all our guests who have joined today's session. As Calvins has just introduced, my name is Xavier Aluku. I know I have interacted with some of you before in terms of guidance and so on. So maybe just to give my background before I make the presentation, I have a PowerPoint presentation. I have been working as a data scientist in the insurtech and fintech, currently in the fintech industry. And I work as the head of data science at Finbear Capital Limited. It is a mobile lending application. And my main role there, first of all, is to develop loan scoring models, given that we understand that the digital lenders, we don't have listing in CRB and so on. So I use data science to ensure that today, if Bernard G here comes and borrows a loan from Finbear, I'm able to score using the available data that will provide. I'll able to score to assess if he's a good customer or not a bad customer. I do also customer segmentation, customer churn, and any other ad hoc analysis. So similarly, I'm a trainer here at Africdsa. Uh, uh, I train, and I'll of course be meeting some of you. I understand that this session, data science is a larger scope. We are going to understand the segments of it. And of course, I don't know if we also have students who registered for other courses, such as those who were interested in the accounting and so on. But just allow me to, because we have a few minutes, we are supposed to end exactly at 9 p.m. as scheduled. Allow me just to present. So maybe, Calvins, you can confirm if you can see my presentation.
Yes, Sylvia, I can see your presentation.
Okay, before I even go further, we are recording the session because some students requested that we record. They could not join earlier. So we will be uploading in the YouTube channel. Then we will be able to share. I think Calvin has given a brief introduction about us, Africdsa, and mostly we do trainings and come up with the solutions in the areas of data science, AI, and so on. And we have a global footprint, and we have trained more than 1,000 learners in data science, AI. And these learners include students. In terms of students, of course, when you enroll for a course, you are a student if you are still working. But here we are looking at those still in the university level and colleges. We have trained working professionals, in fact, the majority currently, and of course, senior executive. We are accredited by International Association for Business and Analytics Certification. And for those who need further due diligence, if you want to verify that, we can share the credentials after this, you can do so. And meaning that our programs are aligned with global industry best practices in this field of data science, and artificial intelligence. Our goal is, of course, to provide high quality, global accredited and industry aligned programs in this field of data science and AI, both working and beginners. And maybe you are asking yourself, I know Calvin has mentioned, but why should you train with us? I want to emphasize one is global recognition. You get IBEC certification. What we are training is that our trainers, our curriculum are accredited by IBEC, but the certificates issued for IBEC certified courses come from them, even the exam. So, and this exam is issued by the board certification based on European Union government framework based and accredited curriculum. In terms of trainers, we have expert trainers. Of course, most of, not even most, maybe our operations department who are not trainers, uh, all our trainers are working in globally firms like Majorel. I'm working at Finbay Capital, among other. So we train by people who are practicing in the industry. Again, we get real-time experience. Training is project-based approach and it is practical. Apart from the beginner level course that normally that takes like 1 week, of course, to give you a general knowledge. But whatever after that, everything is practical till the end. We also do some kind of job assistance, especially for those people who are still students. We do this by carrying out some trainings on how to write CVs, to give job updates and connect. And recently, I think it was in the month of June, towards June, we were able to connect again about 2 students to various industries, especially those who are still who are still jobless, if I can say. So I just want to highlight some of the categories of tools in this data science and so on. I'm going to ensure that you understand. So data science is a wider field. So the most common tools found in data science is Python, Microsoft Excel, the most underrated but powerful, of course, with limitations, especially with the issue of big data, because it has about 4 million rows. If you have data more than 4 million, then you are limited. We have R programming. SQL, of course, you have to query data from your relational databases. If you find you work in an organization that do not have portals to download the ready data, then we have Tableau, mostly used for data visualization. When we come to big data analytics, which is part of data science, of course, mostly the tools used are Python, Apache Spark, and R programming. In fact, Apache Spark mostly is integrated into Python and R. Machine learning and deep learning, which is still part of data science, the most common tools are Python and R programming. Statistical packages, mostly we have SPSS, that's a statistical package for social science, and of course, even MS Excel. When we come to business intelligence and management, SQL again appears, because if you find out that you cannot find ready data, you have to query from the database. Tableau for visualization, Python. And of course, I have included QuickBooks and other kind of ERP system. Mostly these ones are predetermined that are used for business management like SAPs and so on. In mobile data collection, we have Open Data Kit and Kobo Toolbox. These are open source and mostly available. So I just want to explain more about data science. I hope my slides are moving to the next. From There's a transition from one slide to the next. So the slide that I'm currently,
Yeah.
okay, thank you. I just want to make you understand data science and related discipline. So as you see this circle, data science is the major one, and it is a cross-disciplinary field that seeks to extract meaningful insights from data. So under data science now, we normally come to machine learning. Machine learning, what it does mostly, you come up with algorithms or programs, if I can try to use a layman's language, and this one can be trained to learn without being programmed and so on. I want just to give an example in our real life. Nowadays, when you watch maybe a movie or a video from YouTube, there's a possibility after you watch, you get a recommendation of another video. So these are machine learning algorithms that are able to learn from your behavior and recommend. So that is what we call that. They are able to learn without being programmed based on your behavior or customer behavior among others and recommend. Then when you come from machine learning, we normally go to deep learning, which is a subset of machine learning in which artificial intelligence from huge data set. And I want to give another example of deep learning. For instance, we can use, especially in agriculture, nowadays we see drones are being used in agriculture and so on. We can develop a machine that can detect maybe if crops have been infected by pesticides or not, and so on. So that's what we call deep learning. For those who have been researching on data science, if you have ever had something called CNN and so on, it is part of deep learning. Then now, when you understand deep learning better, you go to what's called artificial intelligence. These are programs with the ability to learn and reason like human beings. And during the COVID-19 time, we were able to see robots that were able to measure temperature. Now AI, artificial intelligence. Many factories we have what called robotic process automation and so on. That's artificial AI, whereby some tasks are being done by these machines. So data science is broad, and these are the subset of data science. So a certified data scientist has all that knowledge. So, uh, in case you have any question, interject or just send from the chat. My colleagues can be able to prompt me and I respond. So, what are some of the data science concepts that you will come into? We have what we call data types. Data, we have structured data and unstructured data. I just want to give some kind of structured data. For instance, as we have been enrolling students as Africdsa, even this August intake for those who have already been admitted, is that we were asking you your name, maybe phone number, ID, and so on. That is structured data that can be arranged. But now, currently, as I speaking, that is also data being transmitted in form of voice notes and so on. That's what we call unstructured data. And most of the data currently generated globally is unstructured. We are talking of social media. As I'm talking now, how many people are posting photos in Instagram? How many people are posting some kind of text data uh, that is in Facebook. How many people are sending voice notes via WhatsApp? That is called unstructured data. And it is a very important, in fact, most organizations that have succeeded in this area of data science or that are data driven have utilized unstructured data because most people, we don't have, in terms of skills, the skills for those people who analyze unstructured data are very rare. And that's why most people like analyzing data that is already structured. Other terms that will come is data mining. And I want just to explain them using my own experience. For instance, today, um, um, let me mention maybe Maureen has applied. Let me give this example in the insurance perspective where I am currently. Today, if Maureen claim, let us say maybe a death call kind of claim from insurance, before I approve using the data, because normal when you raise a claim in insurance industry, you have some kind of information you have to provide. Before I mine some data that belongs to Maureen from other social media sites to understand truly, because what normal happens with this social media, if Maureen today is sick, there's a possibility someone, maybe someone that loves her so much and so on, might post in social media quick recovery, or I'm sick, herself can post I'm sick and so on. So I'm able to mine this data and see. So when I mine Maureen's data and realize that Maureen says that she was admitted on today is July 27, and in real sense uh, she was at the coast swimming. Then you see, you can say this is a fraudulent claim that needs further investigation, you put aside and so on. So that is what now we mean data mining, the relevance. It assists you to make use to get information from websites and wherever to add more on what you're doing. Another thing is data systems and applications. As a data scientist or a machine learning engineer, or wherever, is that you will find out that apart from we have those tasks that you cannot automate, we have those that you can automate. Like if I want to build a crop disease detection application, it means I need to build an application and so on. So that's where you come to learn data systems and applications and so on. Then we come to data patterns and trends. Data patterns and trends in data science mostly are used in business analytics, which is of course also part of data science. So you are able to forecast how the future, those people who are doing HR analytics, you are able to predict the churn, employee churn. You are able to predict, like, in case you are understaffed and so on. Then models and algorithms, of course, those are just some kind of, maybe you come with a mathematical model or a data science model. It should never be mathematical, any model that can predict the future. Lastly, on the data science concept is cleaning and validation. You see, not every data is relevant. We have about 6 dimensions of data. Normally, when you acquire data, you look at accuracy. Is your data accurate? Is your data complete, uniform, and so on, among others? So these are some of the data science concepts that you will come across in training and even in your day-to-day life as a data scientist, a machine learning engineer, business analytics expert, and even those in statistical packages and so on. So I want to look at the applications of data science. I'm just highlighting a few industries, but data science is applied in each and every industry. I want to start on agricultural tech. One application of data science here is estimating yields and capturing footages, among others. And you can use data science. For instance, I just want to give one company in Kenya. There's a company called Apollo Agriculture. They have the same business model as One Acre Fund. Of course, I know One Acre Fund, I think they have changed the name. You see, these people have to estimate because they are giving loans to farmers. I think in form of farm inputs, but it is valued in terms of money. So they have to estimate using data to estimate how are we going into a loss in terms of yields. They have to estimate even before harvest based on the data and so on. Nowadays, in terms of for farmers, maybe they have to data science enables farmers to be able to predict the weather patterns. We have the issues of drones that are used in agriculture and so on. When we come to legal tech, in data science, we have what we call natural language processing and so on. Nowadays, you see, what normal happens in law is that if you have read most judgments and so on, they use almost similar cases to predict. Like when a judgment is being issued, if you read very well, they compare maybe in a case of Ernest versus so and so, this was the outcome. So nowadays, having those historical cases, data science can be able to predict the outcome of a case because we have the historical data that is the basis of judgment and so on. When we come to support, nowadays call center routing and chatbots, we see most companies when you go to their website, you are able to interact with a chatbot. The chatbot is able to answer most of your questions. In fact, as you interact with it more, the more robust it becomes and accurate and so on. In human resource, the most common is filtering application in hiring, a process flow and so on. So nowadays, for instance, if you apply for maybe a data science or a machine learning engineer job, what is happening with these human resource kind of applications, they have trained, like in my CV, if I'm applying for a data scientist role, maybe they want to see among the languages I know, we have maybe R, we have Python, MySQL. Among the skills, maybe I have data analysis, uh, uh, um, data engineering, and whatever. So when you upload your CV, and if none of those terms appear, it is auto rejected, and so on. Another one is what you call HR analytics. Like you are able to forecast to see, are we going to have shortages or so on? And this one mostly is applied in those companies that their business model is business process automation, like they run very big call centers and so on. And also, you are able to predict your employee attrition and so on. So when you are able to predict as an organization, you see nowadays every organization is working towards retaining talent. So you are able to see if there's high amount of attrition, you are able to address most of the issues that maybe makes the employees to leave the company. So the next is retail. Mostly is used in optimization of supply chain and demand planning, in supply chain management, in finance, fraud detection and process automation, among others. I have mentioned what I'm doing at Finberry. In healthcare, drug discovery and image diagnosis. And even this image diagnosis leads to like detection of diseases and so on, breast cancer, like using machine learning and so on. In technology, of course, all of this is technology, but I just want to mention recommender systems like in YouTube. Uh, there's this one people use for Netflix, Spotify. When you come to search engines, like today, if you search a word in Google, it recommends you on what the information you want, email spam filters and matching. So you see, what you understand, these organizations, for instance, like Google, like Spotify, Netflix, these are organizations that have really applied data science. That's why I think YouTube belongs to Google, yeah, nowadays. So you see, those organizations were able to capitalize, to use data science to be able to uh, capture the market. So why consider data science as a career? First of all, it is financially rewarding because data scientists are still few. They are required everywhere, every organization. I know in Africa it is still growing. Uh, Most organizations are trying to adapt it and so on, but it is mature in most countries and so on. And and so due to like the nature of work, because with data science you are able to make a lot of changes impacting the organization and so on. Like for instance, myself, I'm able to predict if a customer, just using data, if this is a good customer or not, and so on. So if, for instance, myself in the financial ecosystem, I'm able to reduce the non-performing loans by use of data science, it means you are saving a lot of money for that organization. When you save a lot of money for the organization, it means you will be paid more and better. It has also numerous application sectors. Everywhere is data nowadays. It employs next generation tools such as Python, among others. It has a greater career pathway. One thing about data science, it makes you to be a global citizen. Like you can be staying in your village there, as long as you have access to internet, you can be working for someone at US or a company at US. You don't need to be there and so on. That's the beauty of, again, a data science career. It makes you to be a global citizen. You don't have to be there. You don't have to look at, for instance, in case you are from Kenya, you don't have to be look into Kenya alone. You don't have to look Rwanda alone, Burundi, and wherever. Another thing is that it is relatively young and promising. My colleague Calvin gave statistics. So, um, faster. So, these are some of the, as a data scientist, of course, what are some of the skills? Don't be scared about the mathematics because it's part of the training. And we don't train the abstract way, the way maybe you are trained in campus or whatever, or even if you don't have a background. So one, we have mathematics, and mostly it is statistics. For data scientists, you need also database knowledge. Database can be Oracle, MySQL, and Cassandra, among other, but the most common is MySQL. In terms of programming, you need Python, R, or SAS, among others. And when I'm putting stock, it means whichever. Like you can be good, whatever Python does, R does. What only differentiates them is the learning curve. Another one is data engineering, so that you are able to do data processing and data wrangling, mostly from the databases. Another one is machine learning. Machine learning, able to learn supervised learning, unsupervised, and reinforcement. Deep learning is artificial neural networks and so on. Then big data, you talk about Hadoop and Spark. Then data visualization, Tableau, among many other like Power BI and so on, whichever. So, but I want to emphasize one thing. The beauty of being trained by people who are already in the industry, it is not always that, especially I have witnessed or gained experience, especially when you are doing customer, for instance, segmentation. It is not always like, let us say, the stock exchange market. You see, the stock exchange market, normally, in case of anything bad like happening, any bad news, it normally affects the stock exchange market and so on. So we have a situation whereby you have data. The data shows you that this is the way. But you see, you also have to consider what you call other knowledge, data outside the one that you have. And there's one aspect that of data scientists that has been very critical. It is called behavioral economics. Like, is a study of how human beings behave, like how customers, what made this customer to purchase here and not here, and so on. So a combination of these skills plus like the behavioral science kind of skills makes you to be a very good data scientist. So what are some of the skills you will acquire at the end of the training? First of all, technical skills, coding sense. The main reason you say coding sense, it is not like the data science coding is not like the normal coding we know that we normally see the programmers, the software engineers. This is very simple and straightforward. System design and architecture, especially when you are developing, for instance, apps. As you know that those who will be doing certified data scientists will do two exams. Like, one is a theory, a 60 minutes exam. The second one is a 2 weeks exam that you are required maybe to develop fraud detection app, whichever project will be given, and so on. Then, of course, algorithm design. The industry knowledge is the sector trends and growth you will learn. And I was talking about the behavioral kind of science, product sense, because you have to understand the product first before you develop, and also product management. The business skills is the business knowledge. You must understand every problem that we train on. First of all, we highlight the business knowledge or the business problem, and so on. Project management, of course, when you are working on a data science project, you need to understand project management skills. Communication, critical. How are you going to communicate your analysis to the board? People who only maybe sit maybe once in a month, they are not in a day-to-day operations of the business, but you are required as a data scientist to do the analysis and communicate to them so that they make a decision. So it means you need effective communication for decision making. Then strategy, of course. If you're an organization that does not have data science, you introduce data science, you need to put a strategy, the benefit, the cost benefit analysis, and so on. On analytics side, we are looking at data organization, data manipulation, modeling, and visualization. What is the way forward now? As you, first of all, you need to gain analytic skills. As a data scientist, collaboration with your colleagues. You need to continue doing a lot of research. You need to connect with the industry, those people who are there, and of course, to innovate. You need to continue innovating. Don't always look. I just want to emphasize on this, on the innovation. Like, when I joined the organization that I am currently, after I adopted, I had to change a lot of things. Like, uh, there is a tendency, especially, this is why it is good to be also trained by people again who are in the industry. You see, nowadays information is all over. If today you go to YouTube, you will find all this information, but of course, being trained by using a structured way, it is a plus. So if you go to YouTube Kaggle, you will find some kind of data sets and some kind of data set, and this is the process, and so on. But when I went there, I found out that these people had employed some machine learning model that it was adopted from other country, then brought to this side of Kenya. But this machine learning model was not giving optimal results as expected. The main reason, because of that, it was adapted. Then I developed just a very simple model using the available data. As we know, Kenya, we have a lot of data. For instance, those in Kenya, we are leading in terms of mobile payments, fintech, insurtech, and so on. So I used just simple data that improve performance by 30% and still improving. So you see, that's why you need to innovate as a data scientist. Don't do the way you saw things being done in Kaggle should not give you. And what brings that? is when you get trained, somebody does not train you the basic first, you go just to the deep concept. Your brain becomes like cramming, if I can say. But if you have the basics, you learning is a gradual process. It means step. So career pathways in data science. One career pathway is you can become a data analyst. The role is data manipulation and reporting. I'm trying because of time, we have only 15 minutes. Then we have machine learning engineer. The main role is creating algorithms for data science processes. We have data architect, is new database systems and performance improvement. Then we have what called data engineers. Mostly they do batch processing and data pipeline maintenance. We have data scientists, of course, the overall. You do analysis of complex large volumes of data and support business decision making. Then we have business analysts making business decisions based on mostly past data. Most business analysts do so using past data. Um, but most organizations do not have a budget to hire data analyst alone, business analyst, that unless if it is maybe Safaricom, Google, Microsoft. Most organizations just hire data scientists that will act as a data analyst, a data architect, a data engineer, a business analyst, and so on, because they don't have the luxury of such budgets to hire all of these people. Initiative plans. As a person, you need to invest your time, money, and effort to train your mind. Intern and explore. We normally say do that work to gain experience. You need to focus, identify an industry and create space for yourself. Then impact. That is influence, because you are already an expert. So maybe you are interested to know where some of the people we have trained are working. We have across various countries. We have MTN. This MTN is Rwanda, to be specific. Britam, Rwanda. We have Majorel. Majorel is a global BPO firm. Office of the Attorney General. MOA is an insurance company. Safaricom, of course, we know. Telco. Kenya Alliance Insurance. NCB is a bank. KEMU is a university. Coltronics also is a BPO. Telcom, KPMG is CPE. In fact, also we have people from National Intelligence Service and so on. So we have trained people who are working in all these industries and so on. You see that what I want you to see, if you see these industries, they are not the companies, rather, they are not in the same industry. We have insurance, we have government agencies, those in security, we have those in human resource management, these BPOs like Majorel, Coltronics, we have financial banks like NCBA, Pan-African Universities and Education Institution, KPMG, of course, is auditing, if I'm not wrong, among many others. So I just want now to focus on courses to intake. The courses that were advertised. One, we had those accredited by Aug.Iabac, that's certified data scientist. It takes 6 months, sometimes 7 months. If it goes further, of course, we can have maybe holidays and so on, because we respect each and every holiday. Have certified machine learning expert, 5 months. Certified business analytics expert, 5 months. Certified visual analytics expert is 4 months. Internal Africdsa board a certification. We have certificate in computerized accounting. Those mostly are ERP QuickBooks, in case we have any, is 1 month. Then we have certificate in qualitative and quantitative analysis. This one mostly is Excel and SPSS. These ones are internally assessed. Now, for Aug.Iabac certified courses, maybe you are interested in units and knowing. So as I say that all these other certified visual analytics, machine learning, and business borrow from data science. So for a certified data scientist, you'll do 15 units, that data science foundation, Python essential for data science, R language essentials, statistics for data science and business analytics, data preparation with NumPy and Pandas. This is Python. Data visualization with Python, introduction to machine learning, advanced machine learning 1, advanced machine learning 2, MySQL for data science, of course, for relational databases, deep learning, Tableau for data visualization, machine learning model deployment, big data science, and data science project execution, then exam. For certified business analytics expert, you see that you have some units that you will not do. They are less, like advanced machine learning 1 and advanced machine learning 2, deep learning, and machine learning deployment you won't be doing. For certified machine learning expert, you won't be doing data visualization with Python. You won't be doing SQL for data science. You won't be doing Tableau for data visualization. You won't be doing big data essentials. For certified visual analytics expert, also you won't be doing machine learning courses, all of them. Yeah. So basically what it means, like for person who does certified data scientist, you can just now do the exam for certified business analytics and all other, in case you love having so many IBEX certificates and so on. So the next thing is now is the batches for August 2022 intake. I know admission has been ongoing, and those that have already received admission number letters, rather you have your batches. Batch 1 is learning mode, is live virtual session Monday to Friday. It normally, the class for August intake starts on 15th of August 2022. It will be from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. East African time, which is the same as 5 to 7 p.m. GMT. Batch 2 is okay, the live virtual session is instructor led, of course. Now we have also recorded sessions, like after class you can have access to those materials, but we don't, based on our experience, we don't have like the recorded classes like Udemy and so on, because it compromises on quality. Somebody can just play the videos. Like if you find organizations that do not examine, I can play the video from today, tonight. When I wake up tomorrow morning, I have my certificate. Then we have that aspect of theoretical data when conducting interviews, and we need standards so that the industry is not being messed up with. Batch 2 is learning mode. This one is Nairobi, Kenya, is a physical classroom. It normally happens on Saturday only, and the start date will be 20th of August 2022. It normally runs from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. with 2 hours break in between. This one normally happens at our offices at IHAB, Senteu Plaza, Lenana Galana Road Junction, Nairobi. It is past Yaya Center, along Galana Road, where IHAB is located. Batch 3 is also an instructor-led live virtual session. It's normal Saturday and Sunday. This one also starts on 20th of August 2022, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. East African time, which is 5 p.m. 7 p.m. GMT. The admission process for IBEC, for instance, one, you start with payment of fees of fees installment. Of course, we have people who pay all at the beginning or whatever, but mostly like certified data scientist is 5 installments, if I'm not wrong. After payments, you will be issued with an IBEC number, and mostly there's a link that the operations team shares with you to populate your details. Those that have already been admitted, you know better the process. Then after that, you'll be issued with an admission letter. Of course, after that start of the classes. Then for, of course, those who are paying fees in installments, you will always be, the invoices will be sent on a monthly basis. So admissions for August intake will be closed on 12th of August 2022. And on 13th, we will be submitting the final list to International Association for Business and Analytics certification. Another thing that should come out clear that for IBEC courses, it will be closed as soon as maximum number required by IBEC is attained. So far, this has been moved to 50 per cohort. It should, because of quality and so on, they don't want to exceed some numbers. So be in touch with our team to ensure that you are not locked out. The same thing happened in June intake. On the fee structure, I know you already have. For certified data scientists, for virtual classes is 682 USD, physical classes 762, certified machine learning expert, and so on. So the main reason these fees are in USD because we have been training students globally. So when we are sending like the invoices, we send in USD. When you click pay, because currently we are using a PSP called DPO, when you just click pay, it converts to your local currency. You can pay using mobile money, your card, and so on, and you get your payment like receipt and so on in real time. But we have been having situations where we have had students that their companies pay the fees on behalf of them. So for them, mostly I have been seeing them using EFT, RTGS, and so on. So for that, we have bank account direct with like Swift code and so on. So you can always reach out to us using that phone number. Location Centel Plaza, Lenana Galana Road Junction. I know some of you have already been there and so on. So that is the end of my presentation. Maybe before I give you space for questions and answers, the way forward in case you haven't finished your admission process, I know there's this number that you have been interacting with Yvonne or our email. Please get in touch with them. In terms of payment, we highly recommend, unless you are being paid by institutions, we highly recommend we use those online payment methods. Of course, it accepts M-Pesa, mobile money, and cards because you get your receipt in real time. We don't again to start looking here, there, and so on. So that's the end of my presentation. I want now to have questions. And I don't know if Maureen is still here. I take back to you, or Calvin's in case Maureen is not here. But we can have questions now.
Hi everyone. Thank you, Sylvia, for that presentation. I think the message is home. Um, Most of the questions that have been asked on the chat I've seen that have been answered. So what we'll do, we have about 2 minutes, so we can extend it to 9:05, so that we just have questions. In the event that you have any question, just unmute and ask. We are here to respond. And also, just know that we'll be able to share the presentation with you so that you are able to interrogate. And even you can ask questions on the sites. Just an email, you can do an email, we'll be able to respond. We'll also be able to respond to phone calls. Wangeshi, you can ask your question. Yes, Karanja, you could ask, then we'll have Wangeshi.
Yes, I know I had asked one about data analytics and business analytics, which I think has been answered. But I had also asked one about the prospects of international jobs. If, for instance, you intend to create a profile that will land you an international job and in a way relocate from this country. Have you had that experience? Do you help your students achieve that?
Okay. Calvin's, will you answer or I can first?
I wanted to answer, but you can just proceed, Xavier.
Okay, thank you so much, Karanja. Yeah, we have done this to, and in most of the students, what is happening, I don't know now, you want to relocate or you want to do virtual, because some of our students who are doing international jobs, they are doing they are doing remotely. They are doing remotely, and most of them you find out that they do for more than one company. Like in the US, as we are speaking, I think it is morning. So you find someone doing at night and so on. So we have had this kind of partnership from with other recruiters that have been coming to us for us to recommend for our students. But also one advice that I want to give to you, Karanja, as you start this journey with us, we need commitment and cooperation because it is a practical. We assist you also to put your data science projects in a GitHub account and so on. So we need you to be also cooperative with us to ensure that you learn with passion and so on. So maybe Calvins, you can add, and in case
Yeah,
our colleagues, there's a colleague of ours called Gitau, is a machine learning engineer and also has also been doing most international jobs, can come in and add.
yeah. Maybe also just to elaborate further on that. Sylvia has answered it on the aspect of you doing international jobs, but I don't know. You wanted to Karanja, you had thought of it more of getting opportunities abroad. Maybe you might one day want to relocate and go work
Mm,
somewhere. Yeah.
yes.
Okay. To tackle that part of the question is we recently started a partnership with some. We started discussing partnerships with some firms in the UK, more of an airlift program, so that we have our students train here. Once we have trained and you're certified, you get an opportunity to go work with them, possibly in Scotland. So it is one that is in progress, and very soon we shall be launching it. Um, so it's a benefit of training with us, and of course, when it's launched, we shall consider the students that we have trained with us. We are also discussing swaps. So we have institutions in the UK as well. Where once we've trained, we'll have our students going there to have internship just to get the experience. So that is an aspect that you have taken seriously, and maybe you could be the first one to for us to send for that program. But it is, I know things delayed a bit due to COVID. It's a conversation that we started, but we got delayed a bit because of COVID. For now, the conversation is very live, and we believe that sometime in October, based on what we are and the levels of discussion that we have at now, it's a program that should start working. Yeah. Hope that answers you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, maybe
Okay.
Gitau, if you can add before I answer some of the questions in the chat.
Okay, thank you, Sylvia. So for me, what I can say about working abroad or applying what you have learned abroad. So first of all, you have to organize your work from day one when we will be starting these classes. So have your projects aligned well so that you can have something to display out there. And also you can use platforms such as LinkedIn to post your progress on what you've been learning, what you have achieved so far, and maybe some of the challenges you've been facing. Then we have these jobs being posted online for remote work for those companies that are abroad. And also you can use other companies that are hiring individuals from Kenya. So companies such as TopTal, you can have a look at it and see the kind of jobs they do offer and maybe the kind of contracts that are available there. So it all depends with how you position yourself and maybe what you show the world, what you show out there you can do. So your portfolio will be the one to get you hired. Yeah. Xavier, you can proceed.
Okay, thank you. Just allow me, first of all, to respond quickly to questions in the chat. The first one from Bernard G here. There was a question on data analytics and data science. I hope that was well answered in the presentation because you had us at 8:29. Mwiruri Karanja, I think that has been answered. We have a question from Jacqueline. Can I do this course without an IT background? Yes, you don't need any prerequisite. Everything starts from beginner level to advanced level. as even showcased in the course outlines. Again, Bernard can a certified data scientist be employed as a data analyst and vice versa? Yes, I think I showed the career pathways for a data scientist. Yes, it was answered. Another one, can someone enroll to both virtual classes and physical? No, you have to enroll in one because those are different batches. The speed at which they are moving or the pace might be different. It can cause inconvenience. Is day-to-day mentoring available on the virtual classes like assessment activities? Yes, we have. Wangeshi, first installment is how much? I just displayed the pricing, but I don't know which course, but mostly if it is certified data scientist, based on the exchange rate, it is normally about 15,000 there. I'll share the presentation Abdi. Then who else? Bernard again. By the end of the data science course, how many certification does a student go home with? So as I have showcased, if you do a certified data scientist, let me just come back to that. Just I know we are past our time, but allow me just to answer that part, or to clarify rather the part that had yeah. So for IBEC, you see, when you do the certified data scientist, you have done all those units. Now, if you want to get all the other certificates, you will only be paying for exam fee. If you do now the exams alone. So, but for if you choose certified data scientist, you pay for certified data scientist exam and of course the tuition fee. But in case in future you want to get other certification, we can't take you back to class. You just pay the exam fee. I hope that is now answered. Let me go back to another one. Any reference here we have? First of all, for Karanja, in our, if you Google Africdsa from our Google Drive, Gitau, you can share our review links. You see what the students are saying, but also in case you want direct reference, we can give you. Maybe you can. We are going to give you the direct reference, but of course, the most, of course, the direct reference, someone might say maybe we have just taken someone somewhere. Just go first to the Google, the Google, what do we call, the Google Analytics, the Google Business Profile. We have reviews there. Then after that, of course, we will share with you some contacts of our students, both within Kenya and outside, to give you experience. Does the single certificate show the units covered? No, this is a sample certificate, how it looks. Allow me to share quickly just to answer his question. There was a slide that I showed that. Okay, this is how IBEC certificate looks like. This one, sorry, I don't know. It is here. Oh, I was trying to, just a moment, I tried to expand it. This is how IBEC certificate looks like. I hope you can see well. Let me now present. This is how it looks like. So I hope that is well answered. Another question maybe in the chat before. Oh yeah, Gitawa shared the review link. You can just check there. Yes, on virtual, what does we, yeah, you need your personal laptop also, because how can you be a data scientist or data analyst without a laptop? How are you going to be practicing and so on at your own time? Because you need, at the end of the training, you need to be well equipped. Our virtual classes recorded, we record, but also we have developed, we have an e-learning portal that you can follow after classes. But you know, one thing about students, when you tell students that we have recorded classes, they never appear in classes and it compromises on quality. The beauty of attending, first of all, the instructor-led class, it assists you, like someone might ask a question, then you are able to answer and so on. Thank you so much. I am contented now. Thank you. Yes, Lukman, you can now ask a question.
So you said August 15th is when you are starting.
That is for the online class. The
What
one
about
the
the
physical
physical class?
20th. Let me share that. I'm going to share this presentation.
And is it every day, Monday to Friday?
Yeah, batch one, those
Uh-huh.
who are going for the live virtual session is a Monday to Friday. They start on 15th August. So normally, in case we have a national day in any
Mm.
country that our students or a whole day, we do postpone, of course, we respect our students. Then the physical ones, it happens on Saturday alone. Then
Okay.
also we have another Saturday, which is a live virtual session.
So if I'm interested in doing data science and I want to do physical classes, the only time I will be able to come to Centeo Plaza is on Saturday.
Yes,
The-
but now if you
uh,
want to start maybe anytime you can come, you will get some of our team members there. But
okay,
class time is this Saturday.
okay.
Yeah.
Which one would you prefer for someone to enroll in?
I don't know, it depends. Most people who are employed, I see them taking by one.
Okay.
Most of them. So far, one has been having a lot of students.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, those are the statistics or the data that we have.
What happens when you miss a lesson?
We encourage you to not fire because we have, okay, you can miss like a lesson, meet, you can have a but we have pre-recorded and the e-learning, we are open consultation time and so on. Hello?
Understood.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other question?
May I
Uh,
ask a question, please? When
Yes.
is in case one is not ready to join in August, when is the next intake, please?
The next
Which date?
the day, I don't know if I think the training coordinator has left, but we will
Oh,
communicate. We have your details.
it is well. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes.
I have one more question. For
Yes. Yes.
instance, if because I can see the program for batch one, Monday to Friday, and I know there is a day for instance, if I enroll to that, there is a day I might not be able to join. Is it possible now to join one of the virtual sessions over the weekend, or they don't rhyme at all?
To be true, sometimes they don't rhyme, but what
And-
our trainers have been doing sometimes, they have, as long as you agree with the trainer, you have been doing some makeup classes to our students. But now it should not be intentional that someone is missing because there is a makeup class, but you have been doing
Okay.
so. Yeah.
Okay, Xavier, maybe I can come in and answer that question.
Yeah.
So for the virtual classes and the physical classes, we have different teaching timelines. So for example, for me, I do take people through, most of the time, I do take them through the physical classes. So I'm way ahead of those who are taking the virtual classes as I am now covering machine learning while the rest are in the Python programming part. So you can see like you will be missing some things if you attend the virtual classes and try and decide to like go for the physical classes and vice versa.
Mr. Joseph.
Yes.
So let me ask you. I think you, before you had told me all
Yeah.
about this. So five for the first 5 months is studies, then last month is exam.
Yeah, for the last month it's on project preparation and
Yes.
examination,
For
and
the
also finishing up on the course content.
for those 5 months,
Yeah.
the only day I will be coming is like every Saturday of the week if I want to do physical.
Yeah, so
Yes.
if it is for the physical, you have to come for the weekends.
There is no way, like I thought it will have more days so that I could cover more.
So I think for some units, maybe you can come, maybe for example, only the Python units are available maybe during the weekdays.
I
Okay.
can as well assist to answer. You see,
Yeah.
what normal happens,
Mhm.
the Saturday class, it is 4 hours with 2 hours break. And of course, the weekday classes is 10 hours in a week. Most people who are in batch one are working. And from our experience, sometimes people delay. You start at 8:30, though we don't encourage, but that is what normal happens. But you see, the Saturday classes, normal people are on time always.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And we will just cover the same things that the other people who are doing online have covered, if not more.
Same thing, because the
Same.
curriculum is the same.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Joseph, as well.
A quick question, please.
Yes.
A quick question. I'm looking at whereby somebody wants to learn these, what would I call it? Like, I've not done data science before and I want to do it and switch, or rather for career switch purposes. Is the training that you offer sufficient enough to enable me be confident enough to look for a job after the training, or would I need anything more?
Thank you so much, Ongeshi. Uh, First of all, to get an international accreditation, you know what it means already in the industry. It means all the processes. And for your
Yeah.
information, the rest of Africa is only us that have global certification. Even Moringa School do not have in data
Interesting.
science.
Wow.
Yeah, so it means that we have met all the what do we call all the requirements to offer global trainings,
Yes.
and the trainers have been certified by IBEC. As I said, we can give you a link to confirm that. Okay,
Yes.
let me just type it now so that
Mhm.
IBEC, so that you can see our information there. There's a quick way. Let me share. Allow me team to share so
It
that
is well. It is well. It's okay. Your
mm,
explanation is sufficient. I can look at the link
yeah,
after you explain.
it is here authorized training provider. Find ATP. I think it is 100. Is it 10471 if I'm not wrong, our ID? Yeah, so it is here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is here. You can
Mhm.
as well confirm. So we have had many people who have come with
Yes.
no any background, but everything starts from beginner. Even from those people who have prerequisite knowledge, we start assuming that you don't know anything going
Sure.
forward. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question we need to
Yes,
complete?
I
Yes.
I have a quick one.
Yes.
Um, Between virtual, I'm a beginner. I'm literally not very conversant with this programming language. So between the virtual arrangement and the physical one that happens on Saturday, what would you recommend?
Okay. The programming in first of all in data science is not technical,
Mm.
and between virtual instructor led and physical, it's just the same thing. It is only that the delivery model are two different. But both for virtual, you can interject and ask a question. In fact, like mostly my training model, if I train you, I train you, I give my students an opportunity to share the screen as I'm going the instruction on what to do and so on. So I can't say that we have a better one on my side, because even if you are a beginner and so on, the critical issue is determination and what is convenient for you. But I just want to allow my colleague Gitau Joseph, um, is a machine learning engineer, of course, at Moderna also. Maybe Gitau, you can also give your view, but under my view, I can say it is about determination and interest, and of course, passion. Yeah, Gitau, you can also maybe comment.
Okay, so in terms of learning the programming languages, so I would maybe say that it all depends with your perspective, or maybe the effort you put in to learn what you want. So if you are really interested in learning the programming language you love, so it will be easy for you to understand despite you having to like choose the method of delivery, so it won't matter. So either having the physical or the virtual classes, you will feel like both are same. So the only difference is that, so after you've learned this from class, so after you've been shown like a concept in class, so what will you do next? So if you keep on practicing and maybe try challenge yourself, yeah, you can maybe learn this programming fast. So for example, if we were doing something on creating a program that can calculate maybe the maximum and minimum score in a given list, so what will you do after getting that knowledge? So will you just stick to that thing that you were taught in class, or will you extend that knowledge to something else that is out there, maybe more advanced? So it all depends with what you do after you've been taught. So the more you practice, the more you become perfect. Yeah. And it will take time, so it won't come easy. So you will have to like put in practice for more than a month or two for you to say you are better at programming.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Maybe last we can give Wahome, who joined late, though I'll be sharing the recording and the presentation. Wahome, you had a question, then I take back to Calvin's. Maybe tukiendeleza.
Okay, okay, thank you for the opportunity. Again, I was interested in the machine learning part of the course, and I wanted to know the basics of the basic requirements of the course itself. Maybe also the timings that are available for something like a timetable. Yeah.
Okay, just allow me to show Wahome. I know I have already presented. So for certified machine learning expert, these are the units you will be taking. We have this curriculum our operations team can share with you. You will take data science foundation, Python essentials for data science, R essentials, statistics for data science and business analytics, and of course machine learning, data preparation with NumPy and pandas. Then you go to, now after the basics, you go to introduction to machine learning, advanced machine learning 2, advanced machine learning 1 and 2 rather. You will learn deep learning. You will learn machine learning model deployment and data science and machine learning, of course, project execution. Because machine learning is part of data science, I'll share this with you. Then, in terms of timings, we have these batches. Batch 1 is instructor-led live virtual session. Normal happens from Monday to Friday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. East African time. And the classes start on 15th of August. Batch 2 is a physical class in Nairobi. It is normal on Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. with, of course, 2 hours break in between. Batch 3 again is live instructor-led session. It starts on 20th of August, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Have I answered your questions briefly, Wahome?
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. I think now, Calvins, allow me to take. Yes. Do we have a burning question?
It's me, Calvins.
Okay.
Yes, so I think we some minutes late to the call, but I think it was worthy so that you get to understand what we have for you, and also we get to provide clarifications to the issues that you are raising. The conversation is not ending here. We are available. We have our Africdsa contact number. You can just talk to us and you'll be guided. You can also walk to offices at Centeo Plaza. Yeah, it's in Kilimani. So when you want to get offices, if you are coming from town, if using a public means, you can do the Kawangware. The bus is headed to Kawangware. You alight at Kilimani. Then you just walk to offices. Just past the center. You can either alight at the center or alight at Kilimani Galana Road. So we are there. We'll be able to assist you. You can also reach out to us on our various social media handles. So you can also just do an email and we'll be able to respond to you on time. So we are very grateful to having this call, and we're looking forward to a wonderful session with you. From the presentation that you've had, you've gotten to understand that we are the only training institution on data science that's licensed by IBAC, which is one thing that we are really proud of, and also that has enabled us to really beef up our curriculum. Before we started offering the curriculum, we were able to undergo a vigorous curriculum accreditation process, and also our trainers have been thoroughly vetted and approved, so that when you get that ABAC certificate, it's one that you are able to defend and you have the requisite courses. With that, allow me to close, and I wish you all the best in the wherever you are. I know in some parts of the countries it's just starting. For us in the East African region, it's around 9:27, some minutes to 10. So have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful day wherever you are. For those in the morning, for those around, have a good night. Thanks and bye.
Thank you all. Bye.
Right. Thank you so much.